Welcome to NCIX Tech Tips. Have you guys ever had problems with memory compatibility? You go and you shop for your CPU and your motherboard, and there's all these different memories. There's a billion different speeds and a billion different latencies, and there's different voltages, and there's different heat spreaders, and I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, guys. Personally, I can figure it out, but for a mainstream user, that is not always simple. And a lot of the times, even experienced users can make mistakes that they have no way of knowing that they're making, because a revision can change and a memory kit that works with a motherboard all of a sudden doesn't work anymore. So AMD has stepped up and created a standard for AMD system memory modules. They're not actually manufactured by AMD, but all the parts are validated and guaranteed by AMD to work on their platforms. Now, AMD memory, like I said, not manufactured by AMD. It's actually made and supported, I mean, this isn't really a secret because it's right on the back of the box, but by Patriot Memory. So Patriot's been doing this a long time. They offer a lifetime warranty on their products, and you've got a full 3 different tiers of available memory kits. So at the very, very sort of basement, you've got the Entertainment Edition. So that is your more value-oriented kits. Then you have the Performance Edition. So that is more like your mid-range kits. And then next, you've got the Radeon Edition. So Radeon parts are going to be your higher speed bins that are going to give you slightly better performance than a Performance Edition part. So when you're selecting your memory kit to go with your motherboard, you want to go, okay, I'm using a 990FX, I'm using 7990, I'm using an AMD Bulldozer FX 8-core CPU, maybe I want to go with a Radeon or Performance Edition, whereas if you're using an APU, you might want to go with an Entertainment or a Performance Edition, somewhere in there. For our configuration, we're using 16 gigs of RAM. This is from the Performance series. It's a 1333 megahertz CAS latency 8 kit, which means that it's slightly higher performance than a 1333 CL9 kit, which would be what I'd consider to be pretty much mainstream, okay? So what's special about it is the fact that without any configuration in the BIOS whatsoever, even with 16 gigs, remember guys, when you load up all of the memory slots on your motherboard, you actually can reduce the stability of the platform, even to the point where you have to increase voltage to the memory controller of your CPU, or even lower the speed of your memory in order to attain stability, lower than the rated speed. With these AMD memory kits, that's not the case. It all loads up at exactly the correct speed, at exactly the correct timings, with 0 configuration required whatsoever. So it is an easier way to install memory in your system that goes even beyond Intel's XMP profiles, because those can be implemented by anyone in sort of one Intel platform or another Intel platform. These ones, the idea is that they just work. So the conclusion of this one is pretty simple. Basically what you end up with is an AMD validated part that is locked down to particular ICs, particular actual PCBs for the memory itself, and no allowed changes. So what that means is they are going to cost a little bit more, because the RAM manufacturer, unlike the other RAM manufacturers, they're not at liberty to cost down if there's a cheaper module or there's a cheaper PCB and they can combine them that way. No, they're stuck into these builds. So that means, yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but if you want the peace of mind of knowing that it's going to work right out of the box just like that, then if you're building an AMD system, go ahead and grab some AMD memory. Heck, if you're building an Intel system, go ahead and grab some AMD memory. Who cares? Just for the irony of it. It'd be hilarious. So thank you for checking out this episode of NCIX Tech Tips, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from your favorite retailer, NCIX.com.